What's your take on the debut so far? We've seen the stock pull just modestly lower here. What's driving that? Is it market sentiment? Is it valuation metrics? Other factors at play? What's going on?
Hi, good morning. Yeah, Indian markets have been in a consolidation phase, and this is one of the largest IPO, the initial public offering by Hyundai Motors. So some kind of consolidation is taking place. That is the reason. And also, this is a fully subscribed and also fully priced in IPO. So there is nothing much left on the table for the investors. So that is the reason we are witnessing a lukewarm response for the IPO. But better with respect to the fundamentals and also the valuations of the company is concerned, it is a better bet for the medium to longer term than the in the short term. And also the response received from the retail investors who tend to look for the listing gains on the day one of the listing. The issue received a lukewarm response, but the entire subscription and the entire issue of this IPO is rescued by the institutional investors, whereas the institutional investors on this IPO is quite robust. And today, as India is getting one more new OEM, original equipment maker, like Hyundai Motors. So for a longer term investors, definitely it is the issue to consider for longer term, not for the short term is concerned.
You are in the camp that this is a good investment story for if you have the long-term horizon. Why do you think that is? Because a lot of retail investors seem to be going for the quick gains, and they didn't really like this IPO because, as you say, this IPO wasn't fully priced. But what is really the story that's left over for Hyundai Motor India at the moment, and what kind of further upside do you see going forward?
Yeah. Very interesting question. As per the original equipment makers in India is concerned, Hyundai Motors is the dominant player, and they debuted in India with a entry-level car on Indian markets in 1998. So it's been more than 26 years the Hyundai Motors have been there on Indian markets. During these 3 decades, many of the European and American OEM companies entered India and they exited India. So Hyundai Motors, they understood the India's policy making. The better thing is they understood the Indian roads, and they understood the Indian consumers and the Indian drivers. That's how they could able to sustain and thrive on Indian roads and on Indian markets. And they have a diversified one of the robust portfolio of product offering for the Indian markets, and also Indian population and the infrastructure. The road infrastructure has been one of the best in the world right now, and the roads India is getting connected through the nook and corners of every state. So there is a greater emphasis is given by the government with respect to the national highways and roads are concerned. So, as the per capita income goes up in India, and also 1.4 billion population, as cars are turning from luxury to necessity and the comforts in India. So Hyundai Motors is well positioned to take their pie with respect to the growing disposable incomes on Indian markets. So they are well positioned. That's the reason Hyundai Motors looks to be a medium to long-term bet for the investors looking for long-term investment is concerned.